Chapter 3, Lesson 3. Spanish Explorations. You are there. You make your way through the thick forest, waving your flies away from your face. The air is hot and sticky. Your armor seems to be getting heavier with each step. Your commander has made it known that he is seeking a fountain of youth. The idea seems foolish to you, but you know it would be unwise to say so. Near an opening in the forest, a soldier in front orders everyone to stop. Your group has just come face to face with a group of Native Americans. The Spanish explore Florida. After Spain has claimed the land in the Americas, more Spanish explorers and soldiers soon sailed there. Some wanted to find adventure and riches. Some dreamed of becoming rich through trade by selling things in Europe they had found in the Americas. Others wanted to win national glory and to convert Native Americans to Christianity. Juan Ponce de Leon. The King of Spain encouraged the explorers. He offered large sums of money called grants to those who led expeditions. These Spanish explorers and soldiers became known as conquistadors, or conquerors. One of these conquistadors was Juan Ponce de Leon. He had sailed with Columbus on his second voyage. Later he helped conquer Puerto Rico. While in Puerto Rico, Ponce de Leon heard about an island in the north called Bimini. He also may have heard that the island had so-called Fountain of Youth. Its water supposedly made old people young again. In 1513, Ponce de Leon set out to find Binian. Instead, he landed in what now the state of Florida. He named the land La Florida, Spanish for flowery, and claimed it for Spain. In 1521, Ponce de Leon returned to Florida to start a settlement. The Colsa tribe defended their land against the Spanish. Ponce de Leon was wounded and later died. He never found the Fountain of Youth. Instead, he began the first Spanish explorer to set foot on land that became part of the United States. Reading check. Main idea and details. What was Ponce de Leon the first Spanish explorer to do? Early conquistadors. In 1519, Spain sent Hernando Cortez to find gold in the land of the Aztecs. Cortez landed in what is now Mexico, with about 650 soldiers. He and his soldiers marched west from the coast towards the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan. The Aztec Empire covered 80,000 square miles. As many as 5 million people lived in the empire, but some disliked the Aztecs' harsh rule, so they helped the Spanish. The fall of the Aztecs. Cortez was also helped by the Aztecs' belief that a light-skinned god would one day return to rule them. Montezuma, the Aztec emperor, thought that Cortez might be his god. He welcomed Cortez, but this peace did not last very long. Cortez took him prisoner, and fighting broke out between the Spanish and the Aztecs. The Aztecs were strong fighters, but they did not have horses or guns like the Spanish. Many Aztecs died in battle, but most died from diseases carried by the soldiers. By 1521, Cortez had conquered the Aztecs. On the ruins of Tenochtitlan, the Spanish built Mexico City. The city became the capital of Spain's new empire in the Americas. The 7 cities of gold. After Cortez found gold among the Aztecs, the Spanish went on looking for more riches. Spanish leaders in Mexico City heard a Native American story about cities of gold. They sent a priest named Marcos de Niza on expedition. De Niza took along an enslaved African named Esteban Eku, who knew about the region. During the expedition, Esto Navico was killed. De Niza, however, returned and said he had seen a golden city. Coronado in the southwest. Francisco Valdez de Coronado heard Marcos de Niza's story in 1540. He set out with about 300 soldiers, several enslaved Africans, and more than 1,000 enslaved Native Americans to find the golden cities. Coronado explored cities in what is now the southwestern United States. In all his travels, he never found any gold. Coronado brought no riches back to Mexico City, but he had claimed lands for Spain. The Spanish lands that included what are today Mexico, the southwestern United States, and Florida became the new Spain. Reading check. Main ideas and details. What was the aim of Cornado's expedition? Expeditions continue. More conquistadors wanted to explore the Americans. They came to the Americas to claim land and find gold. Pizarro and the Incas. Francisco Pizarro was a Spanish conquistador. In 1531, he led 180 soldiers on the expedition into the western coast of South America. There he and his soldiers met with people from the Inca Empire, which was led by Atahualpa. A priest traveling with Pizarro told the Inca leader that the Incas had to accept Christianity and Spanish rule. Atahualpa said no, and Pizarro and his soldiers attacked the Incas. The Spanish took Atahualpa prisoner, so the Inca were left without a leader. After Atahualpa's death, Pizarro traveled to Cusco, the capital of the Inca Empire, and took control of the region. De Soto in the southwest. Another conquistador named Hernando de Soto explored the southeastern United States. In 1531, he and 600 men sailed from Cuba and landed near Tampa Bay. Later, they became the first Europeans to see the Mississippi River. De Soto and his soldiers met many Native Americans during the expedition. These meetings often ended in bloody battles. One of the worst battles took place against the Mobile tribe in what is now the state of Alabama. In 1542, De Soto died of a fever. Of the 600 men who started the journey, only about 300 lived. De Soto and his men claimed the land they explored. Spanish claims now covered much of the southern half of what is now the United States. Reading check. Main idea and details. What part of present-day United States did De Soto explore and claim? Missionaries to America. While the conquistadors were exploring the Americas, many changes were taking place in Europe. Some people began to question the power of the Catholic Church. At the time, the Church forced people to follow its rules and to pay taxes. It even had its own courts. The courts could punish people for disagreeing with church laws. Religious reforms. In 1517, a German priest named Martin Luther began to call openly for reforms or changes in the Catholic Church. This period of reforms is called the Reformation. Luther was forced out of the Catholic Church, but he gained many supporters. Those who protested the actions of Catholic leaders became known as Protestants. They began new churches, including the Lutheran Church. As a result, the Catholic Church made some changes. It also tried to keep the power through efforts now called the Counter-Reformation. The Church banned books that went against its teaching. People who protested Catholic laws were punished in church courts. During the Counter-Reformation, the Catholic Church worked on spreading its power to the Americas. Church leaders wanted to gain new followers. They also wanted to share in the wealth of the lands claimed by European countries. To do this, the Church sent religious teachers, or missionaries, to convert Native Americans to the Catholic Church. Soon after coming to the Americas, missionaries held ceremonies to make Native Americans they met Catholic. It was not until later that the missionaries actually started teaching them about Catholic beliefs. Some missionaries forced Native Americans to become Catholic and also enslaved them. Many Native Americans fought to hold on to their beliefs, but others were forced to change how they lived and worshipped. Reading check. Main idea and details. What was the main result of the Counter-Reformation in the Americas? Summary. Spanish conquistadors such as Juan Ponce de Leon, Hernando Cortez, Francisco Coronado, Francisco Pizarro, and Hernando de Soto explored and claimed large areas of the Americas for Spain. Missionaries brought